Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of the Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. Today is Monday, January 13th in the year 2025. It is our first one of the year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, great to be back.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're already to the 13th, and we're still saying Happy New Year, right?
Yeah, I guess you can still do that, although it is starting to feel like it's a little too late to say Happy New Year.
Well, it's our first time back.
Yeah.
We took a little bit of time off. We've been thinking about what we want to do with the show.
Yes.
And, we foreshadowed this last year and, the last time we were on, and saying we're going to try to move, we're going to change the format a little bit.
Yes, we're going to evolve.
Yeah, try to move a little bit away from just doing the news, which we've been doing for a couple of years. And, we've built it up to about 18,000 subscribers, but it seems to have kind of hit a roadblock there.
Yeah.
And,
we hit a plateau.
Yeah, we want to do more. So we're going to experiment with a few things. We're going to still talk a little bit of news, but we're going to be, maybe not every week as well. And we're going to be looking to bring in guests.
Yes, some interesting guests, some guests that we've talked about, and some surprise guests that we have not talked about.
Yeah, with the whole idea being that we just get into a few more topics that might be a little more interesting, to the group.
Yeah.
We're also going to keep Beer Fridays.
Yeah, definitely. We're not going to stop drinking beer.
Yeah, well, even though, Beer Fridays does not get anywhere near the viewership because it's live that we get on the other, but we like it.
Yeah, I love it, and no editing, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, we're gonna stick with that.
Sometimes it's a lot of beer.
Yes, indeed. And we're just going to try to get into a few kind of different things. For example, I didn't even tell you about this, whale hunt in the desert.
Okay. No, you didn't tell me anything about this.
The Steve Sear book, Whale Hunt in the Desert. Steve Sear, the author, sends me a text. This is right before the new year. And he goes, I don't know what's going on here. But he goes, this is the truth. He goes, this was my fortune cookie today. All right? Here's what it read. It said, his fortune cookie said, even the greatest of whales is helpless in the middle of the desert.
Wow.
What are the chances...
That's kismet.
That the guy who wrote Whale Hunt in the Desert gets a fortune cookie.
Gets that fortune, yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what that means. His book right now, remember, it used to be behind us. That used to be the backdrop.
Yep, for a long time.
Steve Sear and Whale Hunt. And that book is now, it has been optioned for a little over a year.
That's right, for a movie.
A TV show or a movie. I think more an ongoing TV show, which there would be a Steve Sear character. And the reason I'm bringing it up is that the fortune cookie makes you go, wow.
Yeah.
Something like that.
The universe is listening. It's going to be an episodic.
Yeah.
Whale hunt in the desert.
Is something happening there, but they've also, I know for a fact that it's been progressing. They've actually got what they call a showrunner. A showrunner, you know more about it than I do, but, that's taking an important step toward getting the manuscript, as I call it, the script, I guess, whatever. And I don't know. You may see Whale Hunt on TV. Who knows? Or Netflix. I don't know.
Well, we hope so because people have been talking about it, and it's a hot subject matter. I mean, really, especially with the studio coming to Vegas. I mean, let's get some production going in Vegas, guys.
Yep. And so anyway, talking about hot matters and what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about member rewards. Because our member rewards is here today, is all set and done, ready now. But before we do that, we got to touch on Survivor, right? We
do, because last we left off, you were still in Survivor, and we were doing weekly updates on how many people were being eliminated. When we left off, there were still maybe 40 people left, right. 50 people, somewhere in there. Yeah. So what happened? What?
Well, the following week, the second to the last week, was. A lot of people got dumped.
Okay.
Because the Colts lost to the Giants. And the Giants had won like 2 games all year. And the Giants hang 45 points on the Colts. And it knocked a whole bunch of people out of the contest. So it knocked a whole bunch of people, knocked it way down, right? Knocked it way down to 18. I had a piece of 2, and both of them, 2 separate groups, both of them were on the Colts.
Oh, no. Okay.
So I was out. So going into the final week, there are 18 left. And there was a couple of big upsets there too, and it ended up with 8 winners who split the pot. So you had 8 winners who split
8 survivors.
8 survivors went 20-0, split $14,266,000. Each of them winning $1,783,250.
Incredible season.
Yeah, and it was those 10 who lost were all last second or overtime.
Really?
So imagine.
The intensity.
Yeah, I mean, some of them lost on a last-second kick. Some of them actually went to overtime, and their team lost in overtime.
So some people won on a last-second kick.
Well, no, nobody was on the other side of those.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Those were out, and they, and that made the 8 that were remaining out of the 18, of course, very happy because there's 10 more people they didn't have to split it with.
Oh my gosh!
But so there it was. They gave out 14.3 million almost, plus another 6 million for Circa Millions. That's when you pick 5 against the spread every week.
I competed in that one this year with my team, with my buddies, the 2 Daves.
And?
Well, we did not do great, but we learned a lot. If you don't win, you learn.
And what was your record? Probably close to 50-50, right?
I don't want to say.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You don't want to say. Oh, okay. I got it. Well, people asking, what does it take to win that?
Uh-huh.
All right. Here was the winner. The winner was 60, 26, and 4.
Okay.
All right. 60 and 26, essentially, going 69.8%.
So that's where you really got to be to win, huh?
Yeah. You've got to be up around, these guys are just under 70%. So that's what it takes. 50-50 ain't going to get it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now it's time to get into what we are all so curious about, the 2025 Member Rewards Coupon Book. Anthony, you've put a lot of work into it. You've foreshadowed that this is going to be one of the best books you've ever made. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the process of the coupon book.
Well, we'll talk about what's in it in a bit. And it did turn out really, really well. But it's funny. People don't understand what goes into it. How we have to work with the casinos, and we have to make sure that we're checking all of their boxes as well for things that they need, and then you have to get them to respond to you. We had in our on our website LasVegasAdvisor.com, we've got message boards, and there was a big argument, kind of getting on our case, saying, why can't you guys release these earlier so we know what they are?
Yes, but why don't you tell us what coupons are in the book?
And some people were going as far to say, oh, yeah, they know about it even before December. There's no way they wouldn't know about it into December. They already know, but they just won't say. Well, we don't. We're working on it all the time. So now we get into January, the first week of January, and that's when all the real hard work's getting done. Because the casino people don't want to work through the holidays per se. So you lose a lot of time there. And then we have to finish it up. And on the day that we had the deadline, we closed 10 deals.
Right.
On the day of, right? And the next day, then, we did put up the list of what is in it. But you can't believe we just sit here and, we watch our emails and, we're on the phone and we're arguing and people are changing their minds and they're changing their coupons and we're like, we have to redo the book and everything, so.
And, there's, when there is a deadline, oftentimes people will take right up to the day of the deadline to finalize their agreement because these things are contractual agreements.
Yeah, and think about when you've got about 5 or 6 different places that are doing that. And you've got them, you're juggling them, And like I said, literally 10 deals were finalized on the day it was due at 5 o'clock. So anyway, there we are. We ended up with 70 offers in the book.
Okay.
Exact same as last year. Another 24, what we call MROs, Member Rewards Online.
Okay.
So we've got 94 altogether. And we're still working on more Member Rewards. That's what we're going to do all year in 2025. More Member Rewards offers. The whole book, I haven't done all of the analysis of it yet, but it's well over $2,000 in value.
Okay, so we can say it's worth thousands?
Yes, we can say it's worth thousands, like we used to say, we talked about that.
All right.
And people say, I find that hard to believe. Well, it is true. If you were to take those 100 coupons almost and take their value, that's only an average value of $20 per coupon. And some of them are worth way, way more than that.
Right.
So this is if you were to use every one optimally, and nobody's going to do that, but that is an actual and true number.
Right. And what is so much fun is to grab a bunch of these great coupons, like the main ones, and just bop around and go do them all quickly in one day. It's a great time.
Well, we're going to talk about what's in it. So people who want to know if it's worth it for you, then stick around. We're going to show you something cool after this. We're going to talk about splitting tens. That's the last thing we're going to do today. But, so skip through it if you don't want to know. If you want to know, we're going to talk about it now. About $500 in gambling value.
Okay.
Now, we did lose some gambling coupons. And last year it was closer to $700. And we're down to $500, which is not bad. The product's $50. Of those, we talk about the Any Idiot. What our AI for us is Any Idiot coupons, meaning anybody can play them. to extract the value because no special expertise is needed. The idiot value of this year's member rewards is $172.
So you just got to play those coupons, and they're worth about $172
is the average, without a lot of variance. Free play alone, meaning you don't risk a dime, meaning you just go and turn them in, and they're going to give you $10 here and $10 there, whatever. It's the expected value is $54.05.
Hey, there we go.
So this is something we always strive to do: is say you can play your free play coupons, and it pays for the membership because it's $50 for a membership.
Yep.
Right. So we were pretty happy about that. It came out to $54.
Well, let's get into some of the highlights, Anthony. What are some of the coupons that you think customers are going to be most excited about?
Okay, so let's take a look. We've got our great participants again. Ellis Island.
Oh, yeah.
The Plaza. And this year the Rio.
Really? The Rio,
the
great.
Rio really got into it. We talk about the master coupons. And for us, a master coupon is something that you can get all your value back in one play. And we've got like several of them this year. Most important, everybody wants to know about the Palms Buffet.
Yeah, what's up with the Palms?
It's back.
Okay.
And so it's good for lobster night. It's good for crab night. That's if you use it for lobster night, it's 2 for 1 or 50% off. So for a couple, they're going to use a 2 for 1. That's $80 right there.
Yeah, I was going to say I think they increased their price a little bit at the Palms on the buffet.
Yeah. So we've also got the same thing, the waiver of the resort fees and discounts at the Rio and Downtown Grand.
Okay.
All right.
The Rio recently renovated their rooms.
Yeah. And I mean, that one's terrific. It's 30% off and then no resort fee.
Okay.
All right, so 25% off the entire check at the top of Binion Steakhouse. We talked about that. That saves people $100.
And that place is fantastic. Like, what a great place to go eat.
Yeah, and then we talk about the Rio again. These are again master coupons. 2 for 1s on Penn and Teller. 2 for 1s on Wow at the Rio. And also big discounts on big ticket experiences. So one of them being Dream Racing.
Okay. Right, that's a big one.
Yeah, you go out to the Motor Speedway.
Okay. And
you can get 15 to 20% off depending on what package you take. And these are like $300 packages. So, we're talking about saving $50 and $60 again,
Yeah, I was going to say, this is like a real thrill. I mean, this is like real racing, and these are expensive packages.
Well, talking about a real thrill, I've been trying to get this one for years. And we finally got it. We got a 15% discount on Love Cloud.
I don't know what that is.
All right. Love Cloud is a private airplane that you go on with your significant other.
Okay.
And they go a mile high.
Oh, I got it.
You get it?
Yeah, I got it.
And that's what and they give you enough time.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I mean, some people need more time than others.
That's right.
But I think it's about an hour long that they fly a mile high.
Okay.
And you are in a secluded space in the back.
Okay.
And these go for anywhere from they've got a $995 special up to a little over $2,000. So a 15% discount can save you $150 to $300.
Okay, and you get to join the Mile High Club.
And you join the Mile High Club.
Sounds like a nice club to be in.
Certificate. I think it comes with champagne. I think it comes. Look, I don't know how many people are going to use this.
Yeah.
But I've just been wanting to get it for years, and we finally got through to them, and they were like, "This sounds great. Let's do it."
People come to Vegas to get married. People come to Vegas for a variety of reasons, and
for an experience.
Yeah.
Right. So we kind of like that. Some of the new ones. All right. Everybody's like, "What's new? What's new?" All right. We got new offers from Silver Sevens, the Rio, the Westgate. The Westgate is another buffet.
Oh, yeah.
Another 2 for 1 for the fresh buffet, I believe it's called at Westgate. The new ones at the Plaza, Buffalo Bills. New gambling bonuses at Silver Sevens, Crown and Anchor, Silverton.
Okay.
All right. New places that are in. We've got Chicago Brewing Company. We got the 808 Cafe. We got something called Cartzilla, which is a tour around the strip in a shopping cart.
I've seen this. This is like a family thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's you're in a shopping cart. It's a car, but it drives up and down the strip, and everybody looks at you because you're in a car that looks like a shopping cart.
Right, and the bums try to steal it.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Let me real quickly going back to the Crown and Anchor.
Yeah.
All right, check this out. I was, every year when we have the good ones, I'm like, I hope they come back. Crown and Anchor is a cool Instacomp. You play $200 through, which is nothing, and you can get anything on the menu comped.
Yep.
We call it an instant comp. It's like being comped in a casino, only it's a bar. They have great food, right? Well, anyway, Art, who is the manager there, goes, I go, you want to do it again, Art? He's like, absolutely. And he says, he goes, I want to double down. I said, okay. And he goes, yep, I want to double down. And he goes, if they play an extra 100 on top of that, so if they go to 300, get 25 in free play.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So for $300, you get a comp meal, anything on the menu, all their pies, all their great, chicken fingers, the whole thing, and then $100 more for $325 in free play.
That sounds like a great deal, especially if you if you have a couple with that's a great date.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've got these instant comps at a couple of places. Jackson's, the ribeye special, is terrific. Sporting Life Bar, any item on the menu.
Yeah.
These are and they're just small playthroughs. So we got those. Dining. Okay, our dining places. I already mentioned Top of Binion Steakhouse. Fat Troy at Eureka. Right? You like Fat Troy? It's a good place.
Eureka and I like Fat Troy. It's a great restaurant.
Siegel's 1941 at El Cortez. Emerald Grill at Emerald Island. Triple B at Rainbow Club. Those are both in Henderson. Triple George downtown. Treasure Steakhouse.
Okay.
The strip club.
Yep.
They've got a great steakhouse there, and we got.
You had that coupon last year. I didn't use it, but I wanted to.
Yeah, and those are among them.
Okay.
Right? So drinks. All right. Usually we've always, for the last couple of years, we've had a specialty drink in the front yard at Ellis Island.
That's right.
We got that back.
And at Circa.
And at Circa, the 2 glasses of champagne, like $17 glass, $18 glasses of champagne. But this year we've also got 2-for-1s at the Lapa Lounge at the Rio and a choice of Carousel Bar or Sand Dollar downtown at the Plaza.
2 cool places. I got to tell you, I went recently to both the Sand Dollar because the Sand Dollar comps parking.
Yes.
So you play at the Sand Dollar, you get your parking comped at the Plaza, and then you go also pay attention to that Carousel Bar. It's fun. The bartenders were great, and on a nice night, you're sitting outside.
Yeah. Oh. Plaza's been fantastic. Like I said, Plaza, Rio, Ellis Island have been unbelievably good to us.
I mean, where else do you go to sit outside and play video poker?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so a couple of quickies again. We'll finish up here. Shows and attractions. I mentioned Penn and Teller and WOW. Magic of Jen Kramer at Westgate. Plaza misbehaves Mavericks. They just started a new show down there. And we got to buy one, get one for these.
Okay.
And then I mentioned, of course, Dream Racing. One I didn't mention, Machine Gun Vegas.
Okay, that sounds fun.
If you want to go shoot machine guns.
People do. People want to shoot those big machine guns.
Yeah. NV Spa, a couples massage.
Okay.
Discount on a couple of massages. NV Spa at El Cortez.
Okay.
All right. Accommodations, we already talked about it. We got discounts at Downtown Grand, the Plaza, Binion's, the Strat, Arizona Charlie's, and the Rio. And then, of course, the gambling coupons, which I already talked about.
Okay.
So it's a pretty darn good haul, man.
All right. So if you had fun last year, you'll double down, do it again this year.
You get to use them all again.
Absolutely. Get it early, get it now, so you can use them all year long. Yeah. And you go to the link in the description box, click on it, go grab your, become a member.
Can't lose here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and you get the newsletter every month, and access to our website.
A lot of people don't realize if you just watch the show, Anthony writes every day, like Ernest Hemingway. He sits up there.
No, I don't write like Ernest Hemingway. That's for sure.
But you write, and people don't realize, I
drink like Ernest Hemingway. I don't know about the writing.
Maybe that's what I mean. You write like Ernest Hemingway with alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. That's about it.
I mean, you write these incredible, monthly dialogues about.
Well, we get into it.
Yeah.
I mean, we get into it. We write about good things we find, and we do the analysis. We do the mathematical analysis on the games, and it's anybody who's a Vegas fan. I mean, that's what we do. Whatever
we talk about on the show is just the tip of the iceberg about what goes on inside the the LVA weekly and monthlies, and you get all the show tickets and the restaurants, and you get a lot of really just interesting writing.
Well, and honestly, this is a little bit, well, not a little bit, but I mean, this is an ad for us. What we're doing right now, we're talking about member rewards and the newsletter and all, but we want people to understand. We want people to know that it's valuable, and if you love Vegas and you love gambling and you want to get better at it, we've been doing it for 40-some years.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think we're as good at it as anybody, if not the best. So let's go.
All right, so let's finish up with this week's Jackpot of the Week. Kind of a non-traditional Jackpot of the Week because it's not video poker. Let's talk about what's happening in this week's Jackpot of the Week.
Yeah, well, you know, we talked about things that we're going to change and things that whatever. We're going to keep the Jackpot of the Week.
Yeah,
because I think people like that. We like it. There's lessons to be learned, but you know, we're going to mix that up a little bit too, starting with this one right here. And this is not really a jackpot per se, but this is an interesting gambling episode, you might call it. Call it Splitting Tens.
Okay.
And what we have here is some crazy guy on a. This was sent to us. I don't know the person, but I know the person who sent it. This was on a cruise ship.
Okay.
And apparently, what the guy did here is he split tens three. He was playing two hands, split tens 3 times on both hands.
Okay.
Against a 3, which is, you know, the thing is, if you're playing basic strategy, you're not supposed to split tens ever.
You're supposed to take the win.
Yeah, you stay with the 20. All right, now splitting tens is a winning play against dealer stiff cards. Mm-hmm. All right, so it is a winning play, but you win more by standing with your 20. All right, so this guy, he didn't want to stand with his 20. He wanted to split the tens. Now card counting is different.
Yeah.
If you're counting cards, you can get to a point in the count where you do split tens. You're better off because there's more tens in there, and you're going to get tens on tens.
And that's if you're counting and you know.
Yes, if you're counting.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at this photo, you can see the discard rack tray. You know, it has only a skinny little number of cards.
Right.
So there's no way that the count could have gone high enough. There haven't been enough cards dealt for the count to go high enough to make these plays.
Right.
So I asked the guy, I go, did he have some sort of information about the whole card or whatever? He goes, are you kidding? This guy doesn't know anything about what he's doing. He goes, he just splits tens because he likes to piss off the other players.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and he goes, he does it all the time, and people go nuts. They go absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So you can see what he got. I mean, he did well on this. On the first 10, he gets an ace, and then he's got 21, he's got 20, he's got another 20, he's got 17. He's got one stiff, 14, then a 20, a 19, and another stiff for a 15. So he did pretty good on his. We don't know the result.
I was going to say we don't have a result picture.
The guy didn't tell us. But we thought this would be an interesting one to start off the new year. There's a guy splitting tens 6 times for 8 hands.
A lot of times you've even said in the past, you do what you're going to do at the table. It's
your money, man.
Yeah. Like, don't worry about what other people are going to be thinking about you at the table.
Well, here's a guy with a thick skin, right?
Yeah.
He's got a thick skin. He doesn't mind pissing people off because I guarantee you he made a lot of people mad.
Well, I got to tell you, if he did that at my table, I would be intrigued. I'd say, keep going, bro. Keep going.
Yeah, so...
Well, I hope you got a good insight as to what's coming in the 2025 Member Rewards book. Go ahead, click on the link in the description box, become a member. Anything else to add, Anthony?
Yeah, one more thing. The ETA on the book arriving is the 18th.
Okay.
January 18th. We should have it in-house, and we will be mailing at that time. In the meantime, the MROs, Member Rewards Online, are available right now.
Okay.
You can use them. You want to go eat at the Palms, you can eat at the Palms. You want to go see Penn & Teller, you can go see Penn & Teller.
Okay.
All right.
So that's it for this week. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Remember, the more you share the videos, the more we grow. So thank you, and we'll see you next week.